Hey guys, it's Typhlosion Explosion here, and I'm here with the first countdown video on this channel. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon were officially revealed over a month ago, and at the time of this video, we still know nothing. Like, what the freak, Game Freak? The game is only 4 months away and we know nothing. Ranting aside, this game is described as being an alternate retelling of Sun and Moon, which could be good or bad depending on which way you look at it, but I'll get to that later in this video. Anyway, I'm here today talking about my top 5 hopes for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Disclaimer, this is my personal opinion. If you don't agree with my list, well, then you're wrong. With all kidding aside, feel free to tell me your opinion in the comment section below. Also, by the time this video comes out, we may know more about the game, so don't get mad at me if that happens. Anyways, let's get started. My first hope on this list is more involvement with certain legendaries in the story. It's no lie that Pokemon Sun and Moon introduced a plethora of new legendaries. However, not every legendary was fleshed out to the fullest extent. Legendaries such as Necrozma, the other Tapus, Marshadow, and even Zygarde, their Pokemon Z. These Pokemon were in the games, but not much was known about them. It looks like Necrozma is already playing a bigger role due to Necrozma seeming to fuse with Solgaleo and Lunala on the box art. But what about Zygarde? I was really hyped when Zygarde was revealed to be playing a bigger role in Sun and Moon. However, all you do is collect Zygarde cells across the region to unlock its new forms. The game never explains why Zygarde is in Alola in the first place. We didn't even get to go back to Klaus to learn more about Zygarde, so it just seems like it was there with no significance to the story. I'm really hoping Ultra Sun and Moon will explain its role and also delve into the lore of other Pokemon such as Marshadow, the other Yubis, and Tapu Lele, Lulu, and Finny. Hopefully these Pokemon will receive more spotlight in the upcoming games. Next on my list is new areas being accessible in Ultra Sun and Moon. Alola is a beautiful region with so many areas to explore. However, this game would be worth buying even more if this version of Alola had more towns, areas, and even islands to explore. It would make this game feel different from its original. Ultra Sun and Moon would have a lot more content if there were new areas. It wouldn't feel like we're playing through the same region as in Sun and Moon. Despite having a lot of memorable locations such as the Sun and Moon Altars, Brooklyn Hill, and even 10 Carat Hill. However, the game held your hand too much and didn't allow us to explore the region on our own as much. Hopefully Ultra Sun and Moon won't be as linear and let us check out the various locations ourselves rather than telling us to go from point A to point B. This mirrors Black and White 2, where we had so many new towns to explore that kept Unova interesting, such as Burbank and Humalau City. We already see in the trailer that Alola seems way more tropical. Areas can look a lot different and maybe be expanded further. Alola can have a change in climate in recent years, like in Platinum where Sinnoh became snowier. Alola is one of my favorite regions, and these games had the chance to improve and develop it more. Another big hope for Ultra Sun and Moon is the reintroduction of gym battles. Don't get me wrong, I really like Trials and I was happy for the change, but Ultra Sun and Moon has gotten a lot of flack lately for being the exact same game as its predecessor, even though we know nothing about the game still. And the way Game Freak can make this game seem entirely different is by making the player take on gym battles instead of the island challenge. I really would love to see how gym battles would work in Alola, and with a cast of colorful characters, it would be great to see who would become a gym leader. Gyms being in Ultra Sun and Moon would make them feel like new games and give fans a reason to buy these games. Possible gym leaders can include Ilima, Mallow, Lana, Kiawe, Moraine, Nanu, Guzma, and even an older Hau. Hopefully the gym leaders will be really challenging just like the Totem Pokemon, and not be pushovers like the college gym leaders. Gyms have been pretty easy for a while, so hopefully that will change. Plus, Kuki was beginning to rebuild a league, so maybe in this universe, he will implant gyms into the region. We're just going to have to wait and see. During the Pokemon Direct, Game Freak describes Ultra Sun and Moon as having Pokemon that were not available in Sun and Moon in this game. And while this probably means older Pokemon will be added to the Pokédex, I think there's a pretty good chance that we will receive Johto Alola forms. With Gold and Silver coming to the virtual consoles in September, we could potentially see some really cool fan favorite Johto Pokemon receive Alolan forms, Pokemon like Hitmontop, Sudowoodo, Octillery, and even my boy Typhlosion really deserve to be brought back into the spotlight. It would be so cool to see new Pokemon forms in this game that weren't in Sun and Moon. Johto has a bunch of cool Pokemon who have been overshadowed in recent years, and it would be amazing to see them play a bigger role in Ultra Sun and Moon. And this may be pushing it, but can we please see new Pokemon introduced to the Alola roster, especially with the few new Pokemon introduced in Sun and Moon? I would buy these games in a heartbeat if I can add entirely new Pokemon that haven't appeared in the previous Alola title to this game. Certain Pokemon like Komala didn't evolve, even though they felt like they should have. Can't wait to see what Ultra Sun and Moon brings to the table. My biggest hope for Ultra Sun and Moon has to be a completely new story. When these games were first revealed, I was excited thinking that this was a direct sequel and not a third version. But then I saw the protagonists, who were clearly the ones from Sun and Moon. This made me worried that we would have yet another third version like Emerald and Platinum. However, I don't think this is the case. I believe Ultra Sun and Moon being an alternate story could mean that they could tell a new story. There's so many leaks saying that this game is a what-if scenario where your character moves to Alola 1 year later. This idea alone makes me excited thinking about all the possibilities and how the timeline could change. Alola could be drastically different. Would Hal become champion? What would happen to Team Skull and the Aether Foundation? What about Lily, Gladion, and Nebby? All these questions can make Ultra Sun and Moon a much better game than anyone had expected. I really do hope that this isn't a remake of Sun and Moon's story. Black and White 2's own unique story was one of the reasons why it became one of my favorite games in the entire franchise. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens, but let's hope it's another masterpiece game. And that's gonna do it for this video. Remember, these are just my opinions, and if you don't agree, tell me what you want to see in Ultra Sun and Moon. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to join the Cinda Soldiers. Also check out my Pokemon Storm Silver Nuzlocke. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.